Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your life as it could be if you were truly unstoppable. Imagine waking up each day with absolute clarity, knowing exactly what to focus on, completely free from distractions, doubts, or the endless noise of the world. Picture yourself standing apart from the crowd, not because you've taken shortcuts, not because you're lucky, but because you've mastered the most powerful tool any human can ever possess, your own mind. What I'm about to share with you isn't theory. It isn't a set of vague suggestions. This is the path walked by the 1%, the ones who succeed not by chance, but by design. They know how to control their emotions, master their thoughts, and bend reality to their will. And you, yes you, have the capacity to do the exact same thing. Before we dive deeper, if at any point this message touches something deep inside you, if it resonates with your soul, I want you to pause right now, pause, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment with the number 77. That number is a signal to the universe, a spark of intention. Play this video on repeat, even in the background or before sleep. Let every word, every principle, and every truth seep into your subconscious. Let it transform your life quietly but powerfully. Now, take a deep breath, open your mind, and let's step into the world of those who master their mind, their life, and their destiny. Chapter 1: The Power of Conscious Choice. Every decision you make either strengthens your life or weakens it. Every moment of attention, every thought, every action carries weight, whether you realize it or not. Most people drift through their days unconsciously, reacting to external events as if life is happening to them. They allow circumstances, emotions, and other people to shape their reality, surrendering their power with each passing moment. But the 1%, those who rise above mediocrity, understand a fundamental truth: the mind is a garden, and every thought is a seed. Imagine your thoughts as invisible forces shaping the reality around you. Every thought you nurture, every idea you entertain, and every emotion you allow to linger is planting seeds that will grow into results, habits, and ultimately the life you lead. When negative, lazy, or distracted thoughts are left unchecked, they manifest in your circumstances. A minor irritation can expand into chronic frustration. A fleeting doubt can solidify into a lifetime of underachievement. This is why conscious choice is not just important, it is essential. It is the first weapon in your arsenal for mastering life. The Stoics taught that while we cannot always control external events, we can always control our reactions to them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The obstacle in the path becomes the path itself." Every difficulty you encounter is a chance to cultivate mental strength, sharpen your focus, and reinforce your discipline. Challenges are not punishments, they are invitations to rise above your limitations, to exercise choice, and to act with deliberate intention. Recognizing that your mind is the battlefield and your attention is the sword is the first step toward true mastery. Begin by observing your thoughts without judgment. For 1 hour today, notice every time your mind drifts toward distraction, negativity, or worry. Each time it does, gently guide it back to what truly matters, what moves you toward growth, mastery, and fulfillment. This practice may seem simple, even mundane, but its power is profound. Over time, it rewires your subconscious, training your mind to reject distractions, avoid toxic mental patterns, and focus solely on what aligns with your highest self. The more you practice conscious awareness, the stronger your mind becomes, and the less external events can disturb your inner state. The 1% do not waste energy on regret, envy, or comparison. They understand that every minute is precious, and every thought is a tool for shaping reality. They see opportunities where others see obstacles and leverage their attention to amplify growth. You can do the same. Start small. Choose a single area of your life, health, productivity, relationships, or personal growth, and commit to intentional, conscious focus. Decide what matters, act deliberately, and eliminate the noise. Every day, these small acts of intentionality compound, producing results that feel almost magical over time. Conscious choice also requires courage. It is not always easy to notice when your mind drifts, when emotions sway your actions, or when habits pull you off course. Yet this courage is what separates those who drift through life from those who shape it. Each act of returning to focus, each moment of self-awareness, each deliberate choice strengthens your inner power and fortifies your ability to act with intention in more complex and challenging circumstances. Your thoughts are the architects of your reality. The more carefully you cultivate them, the stronger your foundation becomes. By practicing conscious choice consistently, you develop clarity, discipline, and resilience. Your mind becomes a refined instrument, able to cut through distraction, fear, and confusion. Life ceases to control you, you begin to control life itself, shaping your reality according to your highest intentions and values. Start today. Observe, reflect, and choose consciously. Begin with small, intentional actions, and watch as the ripple effect transforms not just your day, but your life. Your future self will thank you, and your life will begin to align with the vision of mastery, purpose, and fulfillment that has always been possible, waiting only for your attention and choice to bring it into reality. Chapter 2: Mastering Emotion, the Hidden Key to Power. Emotions are energy, subtle yet immensely powerful, and like any energy, they must be directed, or they will direct you. Most people surrender to their feelings, allowing fleeting bursts of anger, fear, or desire to dictate their actions. A sudden irritation can lead to words or deeds that are later regretted. A wave of fear can freeze decision-making, allowing opportunities to slip by. Desire can pull attention away from priorities, scattering focus and energy across meaningless pursuits. Yet the 1% understand a fundamental truth: your emotional state does not just color your experiences, it shapes your reality. How you respond to emotion becomes the foundation upon which your life is built. Stoicism teaches that while we cannot always control external events, we can control our response to them. This distinction is critical. Life will inevitably present challenges, provocations, and disappointments, but the mind that masters emotion remains unshakable, calm in the storm, and confident in uncertainty. Mastery of emotion is not suppression, nor is it avoidance. It is transformation. It is the ability to feel deeply yet act wisely, to acknowledge fear without letting it paralyze you, to experience frustration without letting it dominate your decisions. It is the path to true freedom, because when you can navigate your inner world with skill, the external world no longer controls you. To begin mastering emotion, start with observation. Watch your feelings as they arise without attachment or judgment. When anger flares, pause and ask yourself, is this reaction serving me, or is it controlling me? When anxiety or worry surfaces, allow yourself to feel it fully, but visualize it drifting away like a cloud passing across the sky. By detaching from emotional impulses, you gain the freedom to act intentionally rather than react reflexively. Over time, this practice rewires the mind, teaching it that no single emotion need dominate thought or behavior. Visualization is another powerful tool. Picture yourself confronting a difficult situation, a confrontation, a high-pressure decision, or a moment of uncertainty, but remain calm, grounded, and focused. Imagine the world bending around your certainty, the chaos outside unable to penetrate your inner stillness. See yourself responding with clarity, courage, and wisdom. This mental rehearsal strengthens your emotional resilience, creating a habit of composure that manifests in real-life scenarios. The 1% do not stumble through life, they navigate it with controlled emotional power, and they cultivate this ability intentionally, day after day. Mastering emotion also requires practice in small, everyday moments. Begin by noticing a single emotional reaction each day and choosing a measured response. Perhaps someone criticizes you, and instead of snapping, you pause and respond thoughtfully. Perhaps a setback triggers frustration, and instead of complaining, you take a deliberate step toward resolution. Each conscious choice builds a mental pattern of mastery. Repetition turns mastery into habit, and habit into power. The more often you respond rather than react, the more unshakable and controlled your mind becomes. Another crucial aspect of emotional mastery is understanding the root of your feelings. Most reactions are conditioned by past experiences, subconscious fears, or habitual thought patterns. By observing emotions without immediate reaction, you create a space for awareness, insight, and growth. You begin to recognize triggers, understand your responses, and gradually rewrite the automatic patterns that once controlled you. Emotional mastery is therefore as much about self-awareness as it is about self-control. It is the conscious shaping of your inner landscape so that your energy aligns with your purpose. Finally, remember that emotion is not your enemy. It is a source of immense power. Properly harnessed, it fuels courage, creativity, connection, and motivation. The 1% do not ignore their emotions. They acknowledge, understand, and direct them toward meaningful action. This is the hidden key to power. By mastering your emotional state, you gain clarity of thought, decisiveness in action, and the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing that no external circumstance can derail your mind. Start now. In this very moment, notice an emotional reaction. Observe it, understand it, and choose a deliberate, intentional response. Repeat this consistently. Allow the habit to form. Allow it to grow into an unbreakable pattern of mastery. Over time, your emotions will no longer dictate your life, they will empower it. You will not just endure challenges, you will navigate them with strength, clarity, and unyielding calm. This is the essence of true power, mastering the internal so that the external no longer controls you. Chapter 3: The Discipline of Daily Rituals. Success is never a single moment of genius, a sudden stroke of luck, or a random breakthrough. True success is built quietly, steadily, and deliberately through the accumulation of daily rituals performed with precision and intention. The 1% understand this deeply. They do not wait for fleeting motivation or external inspiration to drive them. They cultivate discipline, a force far more reliable, far more powerful, and far more transformative than momentary enthusiasm. Motivation is temporary, fragile, and inconsistent. Discipline is enduring, unstoppable, and eternal. Rituals are not mere routines or mundane tasks, they are anchors for your mind and energy. They structure your day, protect your focus, and train your mental and emotional muscles. A morning routine, journaling your thoughts and goals, exercising to strengthen your body, meditating to center your mind, or even the simple act of planning your day, all of these small but intentional practices build a framework for mastery. Over time, these seemingly minor habits compound into extraordinary results that shape not just your day, but your life. The key to mastery through rituals is consistency. One day of inspiration or effort is meaningless. True transformation arises when small, deliberate actions are repeated every day without fail. Think of a single stone dropped into a still pond. At first, the ripple is small, barely noticeable. But as the stones continue to fall, the ripples expand, eventually touching every corner of the water. Your rituals are your stones, and your consistency is the ripple that shapes every aspect of your life. To begin, identify 3 daily rituals that will anchor your day. These should be simple, tangible actions that align with your purpose and vision. Perhaps it is journaling for 10 minutes each morning to clarify your priorities. Perhaps it is a 20-minute workout that strengthens both your body and your discipline. Or perhaps it is a brief period of reflection in the evening, reviewing your actions and planning tomorrow with intention. Whatever they are, treat these rituals as sacred. Protect them as if they were your most valuable treasures, because in reality, they are. Each ritual reinforces your capacity for focus, resilience, and mental clarity, creating a foundation that cannot easily be shaken. Consistency also builds momentum. When you perform these rituals day after day, even when motivation is absent, your life begins to move forward almost effortlessly. Your mind adapts to this rhythm, craving structure and purpose. Tasks that once felt daunting become manageable, distractions lose their grip, and your energy becomes a steady, reliable force. The ripple of your daily discipline begins to extend far beyond the initial acts themselves, shaping habits, character, and long-term results. Another critical aspect of ritual is intention. A ritual performed mindlessly is just another task. A ritual performed with awareness, attention, and purpose becomes a tool for transformation. When you wake each morning, pause before taking your first action. Consider what you hope to achieve today, and let your rituals serve as the vehicle to carry you there. Allow each action, no matter how small, to be deliberate, conscious, and aligned with your goals. Over time, this practice trains your subconscious to prioritize growth, discipline, and mastery naturally. Your daily rituals also serve as protective boundaries. In a world of endless distractions, obligations, and energy-draining influences, rituals are your fortress. They safeguard your attention, your focus, and your momentum. By holding your rituals sacred, you create a mental and emotional ecosystem in which excellence becomes natural. Outside pressures and chaotic circumstances may attempt to disrupt your rhythm, but your rituals anchor you. They are a constant, stabilizing force amidst life's inevitable turbulence. Finally, remember that rituals are not just about productivity, they are about identity. Each small, repeated action signals to your mind and body who you are and what you value. A person who consistently journals, meditates, exercises, and plans becomes a person of discipline, intention, and mastery. The 1% do not simply perform rituals, they embody them. Over time, this embodiment transforms their entire life. Your actions shape your habits shape your character, and your character shapes your destiny. By mastering the discipline of daily rituals, you are not just organizing your day, you are mastering your mind, fortifying your focus, and laying the groundwork for a life of unstoppable achievement. Start small, be consistent, act with purpose, and let the compound effect of these rituals carry you to heights that once seemed impossible. Chapter 4: The Art of Focus and Mental Clarity. In a world of endless distractions, attention is the most valuable currency. Every notification, every message, every flashing headline, and every idle thought competes for the limited resource of your focus. Most people scatter their attention, bouncing from one distraction to another: social media, news, gossip, notifications, and endless chatter, wondering why their results never reflect the effort they pour in. They work harder, but their lives feel fragmented, chaotic, and unfulfilled. The 1%, however, understand that attention is not just valuable, it is sacred. They guard it fiercely because they know that where attention goes, energy flows. Every moment spent scattered, reactive, or unfocused is a moment of potential lost. They protect their focus as they would protect their most prized possession, knowing that true productivity, creativity, and success arise from sustained, deliberate attention. Mental clarity is not about eliminating all thoughts. It is not about becoming a blank slate. It is about prioritizing what truly matters, separating the essential from the trivial, and directing your energy with precision. It is the ability to see through the noise, to identify the signal, and to act decisively in alignment with your highest priorities. The Stoics practiced this consistently through reflection, journaling, meditation, and disciplined self-inquiry. They asked daily, what is essential? What can I control? What is truly important? By asking these questions, they train their minds to cut through clutter and focus on what moves life forward. To cultivate this clarity, begin by identifying the 1 to 3 tasks today that will have the greatest impact on your goals. These are not the urgent tasks that scream for your attention, but the essential tasks that create momentum toward your larger vision. Give them your undivided attention. Treat them as sacred. Schedule them first in your day and block out everything else until they are complete. Protect this time from distractions, interruptions, and low-value activity. Over time, this discipline trains your mind to crave deep work instead of shallow scrolling, and focus becomes your natural default state rather than a rare, fleeting experience. Clarity also comes from organization and simplification. Your surroundings, routines, and information intake all impact your mental bandwidth. A cluttered desk, a chaotic schedule, or constant digital bombardment creates invisible friction that saps your energy and splits your attention. Clear the unnecessary. Streamline your environment. Remove low-value commitments and empty conversations. Every simplification increases your ability to focus, to think clearly, and to act decisively. Focus is also about learning to say no. The 1% understand that every yes is a potential drain on their energy and attention. They are selective about where they invest their time, energy, and emotion. Saying no to distractions, trivial obligations, and other people's expectations is not selfish, it is strategic. Each disciplined no protects your ability to devote yourself fully to the tasks and actions that truly matter. Another aspect of focus is the cultivation of presence. Mental clarity is strengthened when you learn to inhabit each moment fully. When you work, work with full intensity. When you rest, rest completely. Avoid multitasking, which fractures your attention and reduces the quality of every effort. Focused, intentional action compounds exponentially over time, while scattered effort produces minimal results despite great effort. The 1% do not drift, they navigate life with intent. They set clear priorities, maintain boundaries, and constantly recalibrate their focus toward the essential. You can do the same. Train your mind to identify what matters most. Eliminate distractions relentlessly. Act decisively, fully, and with precision. Allow everything else to fade into the background. Finally, understand that mastery of focus is mastery of life itself. The more clarity you cultivate, the less life happens to you, and the more life unfolds through you. You begin to see opportunities where others see chaos. You solve problems others avoid. You move with purpose while the world drifts aimlessly around you. Attention becomes your superpower, mental clarity your compass, and your actions unstoppable. Focus is not a one-time skill, it is a lifelong practice. Each day offers a chance to strengthen it, to refine it, and to expand it. And as your mind sharpens, as your clarity deepens, you will notice a profound shift, life feels lighter, decisions come easier, and your energy multiplies. Master your focus, master your clarity, and you will master not just your tasks, but your destiny. Chapter 5: Resilience through Adversity. Every human life encounters obstacles. Every journey is punctuated with setbacks, failures, and moments that test the very core of our being. Yet what separates the 1% from the rest is not the absence of difficulty, it is their resilience, their ability to stand firm and grow stronger in the face of adversity. Stoicism teaches that challenges are not punishments, they are opportunities, designed to train the mind and fortify the spirit. Every hardship, every unexpected twist, every moment of discomfort contains a hidden lesson that strengthens your character if you are willing to perceive it. Imagine your mind as a muscle. Stress, failure, and discomfort are the weights. When you lift them with courage and intention, your strength grows. When you shrink from them, you remain weak and fragile. The difference lies in perception. Do you see obstacles as threats, as unfair punishment, as reasons to give up? Or do you see them as opportunities, as challenges that sharpen your focus, expand your capabilities, and reveal your true potential? The 1% always see the latter. They approach difficulties with curiosity, with courage, and with a steadfast commitment to growth. Resilience is cultivated, not inherited. It is a skill developed through conscious practice, reflection, and action. One method is to reframe every challenge that arises in your life. When something goes wrong, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to grow stronger? How can this challenge reveal my hidden potential? By doing this consistently, setbacks no longer crush you, they fuel you. Every loss becomes a lesson, every failure becomes a stepping stone, and every discomfort becomes an opportunity to become more disciplined, more focused, and more capable. Chapter 6: The Power of Environment and Association. Your environment is not just the physical space around you, it is the invisible architecture that shapes your thoughts, emotions, and actions. It is the air you breathe, the sounds you hear, the people you spend time with, and even the media you consume. Just as water shapes the rock over time, your surroundings shape the contours of your mind. Most people underestimate this power. They wonder why they feel stuck, why their motivation dwindles, why progress seems impossible, when the real obstacle often lies in the environment they inhabit. If you surround yourself with negativity, distractions, or weak ambition, your potential will be stifled. Each idle conversation, each toxic influence, each habit of passive consumption chips away at your energy and focus. You become like a candle fighting against the wind, your flame flickers, dimming against forces you could have controlled. Your mind cannot fully flourish in chaos, clutter, or stagnation. Conversely, if you surround yourself with discipline, vision, and excellence, your potential becomes inevitable. Your environment begins to work for you instead of against you. Every sound, sight, and interaction becomes a signal that reinforces focus, strength, and clarity. You begin to operate on a higher frequency, unconsciously adopting the habits, mindset, and energy of those you choose to surround yourself with. This is why the 1% are so deliberate. They know that mastery is not only built within, they build a world around them that supports it. The 1% carefully curate every aspect of their surroundings. They choose books that expand their mind, media that informs and inspires, and people who challenge them to grow. They avoid energy-draining relationships, superficial interactions, and distractions that serve no purpose. They create spaces that spark creativity, routines that protect focus, and systems that reduce friction. By controlling what enters their mind and how they engage with the world, they amplify their potential and remove obstacles before they even arise. Begin by auditing your immediate environment. Look around your home, your workspace, and even your digital space. Ask, what can I eliminate? What is draining my energy without my awareness? What is cluttering my mind and focus? Then ask, what should I amplify? What signals of growth, discipline, and excellence can I surround myself with today? Small, consistent adjustments compound over time. Removing a single distraction today may feel insignificant, but repeated daily, it transforms your life. Replacing negative influences with empowering ones reshapes your thoughts, habits, and ultimately your reality. Your environment is also about association. The people you spend the most time with act as mirrors and mold for your identity. Surround yourself with individuals who are committed to growth, who embody the qualities you admire, and who challenge you to elevate yourself. Conversely, spending prolonged time with complacency, pessimism, or mediocrity will subtly erode your ambition and dampen your energy. This does not mean cutting off people unkindly, but it does mean consciously choosing where you invest your time and emotional energy. Physical space matters too. A cluttered home or workspace breeds a cluttered mind. Simple actions like organizing your surroundings, creating dedicated areas for work, rest, and focus, and eliminating visual chaos can dramatically improve your mental clarity. A clean, organized environment is a silent partner in your journey toward mastery. It whispers discipline, focus, and order every time you enter it. Media consumption plays a subtle but powerful role. The books you read, the videos you watch, the podcasts you listen to, all of it infiltrates your subconscious, shaping beliefs, attitudes, and priorities. If your daily intake is filled with negativity, gossip, or shallow entertainment, your mind will unconsciously adopt those patterns. On the other hand, curated, high-quality input trains your mind to think strategically, creatively, and with purpose. This is why the 1% are relentless in controlling what they allow in. It is not censorship, it is self-mastery. The transformation comes when you start combining these elements, physical space, media intake, and associations, into a cohesive environment that nurtures mastery. Imagine waking up each day to a space that fuels your energy, surrounded by people and materials that expand your mind. Your daily actions feel easier, your focus sharper, your energy more abundant. Momentum builds naturally because your environment is now aligned with your highest intentions. Finally, remember that your environment is not fixed, it can be cultivated and refined continuously. Just as a gardener tends to soil, prunes growth, and plants seeds strategically, you must curate your surroundings with intention. Replace what hinders you, amplify what empowers you, and protect the mental ecosystem you are creating. Mastery is not just an internal process, it is externalized in the world you inhabit, the associations you keep, and the influences you embrace. When you take control of your environment, you take control of your mind. You remove friction, amplify focus, and create momentum toward mastery that feels effortless. The 1% do not leave this to chance. They intentionally design their world to serve their growth, their clarity, and their purpose. And now, so can you. Chapter 7: Alignment of Purpose and Action. The final key to mastering your mind and your life is aligning every action, thought, and decision with your deepest, most authentic purpose. Without purpose, effort is scattered. Motivation ebbs and flows like the tide, and life begins to feel hollow, repetitive, and meaningless. You can work endlessly, achieve goals, chase desires, and still feel empty because you are moving without a compass. True fulfillment does not come from business or superficial accomplishments. It comes from clarity of purpose, from living in alignment with your core values and highest vision. Purpose is the fuel that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. It turns mundane tasks into meaningful rituals. It turns challenges into opportunities for growth. The 1% understand this intuitively. They operate with clarity because they know not just what they want, but why they want it, and they structure their lives so that everything they do flows toward that vision. They are not distracted by external validation, fleeting trends, or other people's opinions. They chase results that matter, outcomes that resonate deeply with their inner values, outcomes that leave a mark on the world. Your purpose is not something you stumble upon randomly, it is something to be cultivated intentionally. It emerges from deep self-reflection, from observing your passions, your strengths, your values, and your desires. Ask yourself, what do I truly stand for? What legacy do I wish to leave? How do I want to be remembered? What impact do I want to create in my life, in the lives of others, and in the world? These questions are not easy, and they demand honesty. They require you to strip away the distractions, the noise, and the expectations of others to discover the essence of who you are and why you exist. Once you gain clarity about your purpose, it transforms everything. Decisions become simpler because you can now ask, does this choice move me toward my purpose or away from it? Energy that once scattered across 1,000 directions is now concentrated like a laser beam. Your actions gain intensity, focus, and meaning. Every morning becomes an opportunity to act intentionally. Every challenge becomes a step toward mastery. Every setback becomes a lesson that aligns with your growth. Purpose also creates resilience. Life will inevitably test you, opportunities will be lost, failures will happen, and obstacles will appear. But when you operate from purpose, challenges no longer feel like punishment or randomness. They are a part of your journey, tools that sharpen your character and strengthen your resolve. With purpose, you can endure discomfort, push past fear, and maintain unwavering commitment, because your eyes are fixed on something greater than temporary setbacks or fleeting pleasures. The 1% understand that alignment is not just about long-term goals, it is about every small, intentional step taken today. Each habit, each action, each choice should reflect the life they are creating. If your purpose is to grow intellectually, then every day should include moments of learning and reflection. If your purpose is to inspire others, then your words, actions, and presence should carry impact. If your purpose is to cultivate freedom, then every decision should preserve or expand it. In this way, your purpose is not an abstract idea, it is a practical guide for your life, an invisible map that directs your energy, focus, and attention toward meaningful outcomes. Ask yourself daily, do my actions today honor my purpose? Am I living in alignment with what I value most? Am I moving closer to the person I am destined to become? When you act with this level of awareness, life becomes more than a sequence of events. It becomes mastery in motion. Your mind becomes a laser of intention. Your energy becomes unstoppable. Your presence becomes magnetic. You no longer drift through life, you steer it. You no longer react, you create. Purpose also connects you to something larger than yourself. When your actions are guided by vision, they ripple beyond your immediate life. They touch others, inspire change, and create momentum in ways you may not immediately perceive. This is why the 1% live with purpose. They understand that true mastery is not just about personal gain, it is about creating meaningful impact, leaving a legacy, and aligning your inner life with the world around you. Remember, clarity of purpose is a journey, not a destination. It deepens over time, shaped by reflection, experience, and conscious choice. Each day, return to your core questions: who am I? What do I value most? How can I express that through action today? Let these questions guide you like a compass, and let your life unfold in harmony with your highest vision. Once your purpose is clear, let it permeate everything you do. Let it guide your thoughts, structure your days, and shape your habits. Let it sharpen your focus, amplify your energy, and align your decisions. This is not just a strategy for success, it is the path to mastery of mind, life, and destiny. When you live in alignment with your purpose, you no longer feel lost, distracted, or overwhelmed. You feel centered, empowered, and unstoppable. Every choice becomes deliberate. Every action carries weight. Every day is a step toward becoming the person you were meant to be. The mind becomes your ally, your energy becomes your power, and your life becomes a reflection of mastery in motion. You now hold the keys to your mind, your focus, and your life. Every choice you make, every thought you nurture, shapes your reality. If this message resonates, pause, hit like, subscribe, and share, and leave 77 in the comments to send your signal to the universe. Play this video on repeat, in the background, or before sleep, and let its energy sink into your subconscious. The 1% succeed because they act with clarity, purpose, and consistency. Now, It's your turn. Breathe deeply. Feel your power. Master your mind. Master your life.